Hello there guys and girls, TheSnorkTroll here from AFewGoodNoobs with a brief first impression and gameplay of Swedish Indie developer Ludosity's new game, Ittle Dew. Ittle Dew is a newly released action puzzle adventure game for the PC that pays faithful homage to SNES and Game Boy era Zelda games like Link to the Past and the Oracle of Ages and Seasons games. But don't think of this as a cheap cash-in on the Zelda franchise's success. Ittle Dew is very much its own game full of charming artwork, interesting gameplay and witty humour that often references and makes light-hearted fun of the other games in this genre. This game will see you take on the role of the unlikely young heroine Ittle Dew as she finds herself washed up on the shores of a mysterious and quirky island, and soon sets off on her adventure to traverse the island's dungeons in an attempt to try and escape her strange new surrounding, accompanied by her immoral and often potion-drunk fairy fox sidekick, Tippsie. But hey, listen, you won't be hearing any repetitive soundbites from this guy, just sarcastic tips about the current task at hand, and these can be accessed at any time by pressing the T button. On your adventures in Ittle Dew, you'll be greeted by a range of puzzles that you are set the task of completing should you hope to progress in the island's dungeons. These include torch lighting and switch pressing puzzles that many Zelda players will be familiar with, among other puzzles that make use of the game's odd and unique items. These puzzles provide an enjoyable casual challenge, with difficulty that steadily ramps up as you progress through the game. Speaking of unique items and weapons, as you progress through the game, you'll be provided with different items to add to your arsenal in order to help solve puzzles or kill dungeon bosses. Most of these items will be acquired from your friendly island shopkeeper, Iton, in exchange for gold you have sourced from raiding dungeons. Iton, however, does have a problem with misplacing the items you buy from him, and before you know it, you're catapulted across the island to another dungeon to collect your hard-earned purchase. After completing a few puzzles, that is. The selection of items you're provided with in the game is quite limited, but instead of hindering the gameplay, it just goes to add an extra layer of depth by forcing you to come up with new ways of combining your items to complete some of the more challenging puzzles. The completion of the puzzles of any particular dungeon on the island usually results in a classic boss creature encounter, which requires thought and skillful use of your items to complete. Each of these boss encounters is unique and varied, with a level of challenge it provides a genuine feel of satisfaction once you've completed them. In summary, from the hour I played the game so far, I can say Ittle Dew is a thoroughly enjoyable experience with a silly and engrossing adventure that balances humour and serious gameplay perfectly. This is all wrapped up in an attractive package with a gorgeous art style that is sure to charm anyone. A great purchase for those who enjoy classic action-adventure puzzle games. Ittle Dew is now available for PC for $13 or £9.99 on the Steam store, and will feature Linux, Android and iOS support later this fall. Thanks for listening, I've been TheSnorkTroll.